just arriving.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. What's up, people? What is going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. welcome back to the Timberlake Show. Volume's up. What's going on? How's it going, everybody? What's cracking? Yeah. Same old. We're live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube tonight. Fun times for the crew. We're getting the old band back together. Let me go check and see if my people are live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube people? What's cracking? How you doing? I see Buck Billy's in the house. What's up, Buck? What's up? Black Mamba, good to have you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Jesus Christ, I gotta crank this down. This is crazy. Okay, that's getting better. Better. There we go, a little bit better. All right, we in the house, man. Tim Black's Wolfpack in the house doing what y'all do on a Thursday night. Yeah. My people. Thank you, Buck. Yeah. Man, it's going down. It's been a very interesting last 24 hours. It's been very interesting, folks. Yeah, it's been very interesting. And then it's been also been very typical of what happens when you have to, when you make Tim Black be Tim Black. Man, why y'all make me be like me? Why do you make me be me? Man, I love it when we gotta cut the grass. But it creates bad Tim. That's when Tim's gotta come out of his bag. I like to be in my bag. I don't like to come out my bag, man. So welcome to the Tim Black Show, guys. If you're new to the show, we cover politics here. Politics, breaking news. That's what we do on this channel. We do it every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There we go. That's it. And thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for quite some time. We have an aggressive schedule. We try to cover as much of the news as possible that's relevant to the people. We pride ourselves on politics for the people. Scoop up a legacy media cup. Become part of our club mug, our mug club, Tim Black VIP mug. Pick one up at timblackmug.com, timblackmug.com. Members of the Tim Black Wolfpack, patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Woo! Man. Oh, you crazy kids. You crazy kids. I don't know what I'm going to do with y'all. I don't know, man. I ain't supposed to be around nobody bad. I ain't supposed to be around nobody bad. Here I am around these bad people. Check this out, guys. I pulled out a couple of stories, some of the headlines I thought you might want to know about. You've been working all day or doing whatever you do, running from the police. You know, building up your massive drug ring. Because we all know we live like 50 Cent's movies, his shows. Got a massive drug ring we're trying to build up. Who put this thing together? Me. Who built this thing? Me. And I'll be damned if I let another. Because you don't like the way a nigga talk. Me. Be damned unless you blow it up. Because you don't like the way a nigga talk. Man, there's stuff going on, man. Don't go ruin it, Tim. All right. This is something different, man. This is supposed to be half smooth. Half smooth, people. All right, guys, check this out, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on the live stream so we can get into some business. Let's get into some business. If you're on Facebook, welcome back, Facebook. I haven't been with you for a while. I need you to come to YouTube and hit the like button. X. Come on, X. Come on over to YouTube and hit the like button. All right, guys. Jesus. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holidays, everyone. It was a good scene. Now, that wasn't 50. That was John Singleton. That was Snowfall. I love that scene. I like that show. I'm not, dog, I like things too. I'm not a hater. I like that show. The block is hot, yo. That's it, man. The block is hot. Man, what are we going to do with these people? What are we going to do with them? All right, check this out, guys. I first want to jump out here, and I want to cover this. Luigi Mangione today was extradited from Pennsylvania to New York. It became a big splash. Folks, let's get into Luigi Mangione, the 2024 Ted Kaczynski, the lightning rod himself.
He is just arriving back to New York to face murder charges. He was extradited from Pennsylvania just this morning. So he had planned to fight it first and then waived extradition. This is expected to head to Manhattan Criminal Court moments from now. And the Associated Press is reporting that Luigi Mangione is now going to face federal charges in New York. And you see, this is Long Island MacArthur Airport in Islip. They chose not to do the 5+ hour drive from Pennsylvania because of the, just all of the intense media coverage and what that route would look like through a couple of different states. I would imagine you'd have to go through Jersey to get there, at least in some part. So they took him by air, and there he is. He boards a helicopter now. He heads to Manhattan.
So here he goes, heading to Manhattan. This is him getting on the plane in Pennsylvania to come to New York. And folks, what I'm trying to explain to you, what I want you to understand is when they took him to New York, folks, this was nothing short of a shit show. When they took him to New York, they did everything they could, it seems to me, to parade this man, to make this instance, this very normal occurrence of a prisoner extradition, like something major that we had to see. Folks, if this doesn't show doing too much, I don't know what does. This is them bringing him off the helicopter in New York. I don't know exactly where this is. People in New York, you probably know better. Look at all of the policemen walking with Luigi Mangione. You would have thought he brought down the World Trade Center the way they got this guy doing the perp walk like no other perp walk. Okay, I had the sound down because there's nothing to hear except a bunch of whoosh, 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 winds blowing. Look how they're doing this guy. This is a huge, a bona fide Hannibal Lecter perp walk. And when you do stuff like this, guys, what does that do? What does it do? They're doing this to show something to somebody. This is a message that they're trying to send to the masses. They want to send a message. Look what we got, your guy. I believe they're trying to instigate more violent activity so they can further crush what has been created here. Let me explain, guys. I believe that this Luigi Mangione situation presents to us a very rare opportunity. An opportunity we may not see for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Who knows? It may never come again, at least not in my lifetime. Where we have an opportunity to put on very front streets, very publicly, where the whole world can see how horrible our healthcare system is in this country. This is that opportunity. If I can see it, they can see it. They got teams of people looking at it. They got all types of forecasters looking at this. They absolutely know that this is a vulnerability of the ruling class. This is a vulnerability of the big pharma. Okay? So the last thing they want to do is allow the last thing to be, the last word or the narrative to be, Luigi Mangione stuck up for us against the healthcare system. They want this to be, America's got a crazy problem. We got a problem with terrorists. We got a problem with people who are evil we have a vigilante problem. They want to make this into something else. It is our job, I feel. It's my job. It's the job of people that give a damn in this media business that will not be corporate media. Corporate medias have jobs. They're careerists. That's why they took a job in corporate media, okay? But our job should be to continue to sound the alarm on what the industry is and not make this about Luigi Mangione himself. He's only one person. Neither do we want to make this about Brian Thompson. He's only one person. We want to make this about the industry. And if the feds, if the CIA, if the powers that be, I said it, if they can make this about loose cannon Luigi Mangione, a man touched in the head, a young man with everything going for him, a brat, an out-of-control leftist, far left extremists, they can make it about that, and then if they can have some other lunatic do something less damaging, but nearly, or have people try to mimic him, or be able to do something to discredit the movement that this has created, to make that a violent movement, a movement that can be easily shut down by what? By powerful police, National Guard, whatever, what have you, then they will be able to silence us. They will be able to take the attention off of the shitty insurance industry. See, right now, if we can make them pivot back and make this about the insurance industry, we have a chance of getting something out of this that benefits the people. If they can continue to make this about Luigi Mangione, a man unhinged, a bratty leftist, a leftist extremist, and better yet, if they can also add in additional people that do dumb shit, violent things, they can crush it with violence. Brother Shahid pointed this out. I played this video last week where he was breaking all of it down. Folks, people tell you that nonviolent movements don't work in this country, but in this country, the only thing that has ever worked is nonviolent movements since the 1950s. That's the only thing that's ever moved the needle. Nonviolent, also boycotts that hit them in the pocket. Those are the two things that work. We have to win the moral argument. We have to win the moral argument. We do that by what? We do that by growing the coalition. You go to coalition. How? How do we do that? We do that by not doing anything where we can be discounted as nutso, as bloodthirsty, as unhinged. That's what they want you to do. So when they did this perp walk, they're trying to incite people. I feel they're trying to incite people. That's my opinion on it. Don't take the bait. Feds, if you're listening, I'm telling people not to do anything violent. I'm saying violence is definitely, absolutely not what we want. What we want is to galvanize around the idea that we all are going to face insurance companies suck in the United States of America, and we're all going to be victim of it. If you don't know how bad the insurance companies are, you just are too young. You ain't lived long enough yet. Give yourself another decade. Wait till your parents get old. Wait till there's an emergency, something bad happens to someone you love, and voila, your eyes will be open to the reality of our system. So no, we do not. So this perp walk, I feel this perp walk served a purpose. It was done intentionally. This was all done intentionally, folks, to incite, to leave way, to give way, to open the door. You understand what I'm saying? All right, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. They're smart, man. They're smooth. Think about it. Think about it. We cannot beat them. We cannot beat them militarily. That's stupid talk. We cannot beat them in that way. We cannot match strength to strength. All we have is moral arguments and numbers. We have the numbers. We have the masses. Let's keep them. All right, folks, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. I'm Tim Black, and we're off to the races, folks. You know, it's been a while since I watched The View. And I didn't watch The View even today. I watched a couple clips. Why is it that The View doesn't get smarter? Yeah. How can you continue to do a show and keep doing the same dumb stuff? I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, eventually you're supposed to get better at what you do. You make less stupid ass mistakes. You know, you reel things in. You get a note from the teacher. You're like, hey, I don't want to get these notes anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing people get sued for stuff they do and say, oh my God, people are getting sued. Don't want that to happen. And what does The View do? They walk right out and do what The do. They walk right out and do what The View do. Step in some do, The View does. What's time with Whoopi do? I don't even know what I was saying right there. But Whoopi Goldberg steps in it. Check this out.
I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Notice the premise of this is that they're saying we got an idea what's trying to happen here because we haven't heard from JD Vance. Now, bear in mind, when Kamala was vice president, when she was actually in office, which JD Vance is not, neither is Trump. We didn't hear shit from Kamala Harris. Everyone said that's the job. VPs don't do anything. VPs are ghosts. VPs, they sit in the background and they hang pictures. They traveled to Siberia just to look around at Siberia. Siberia, interesting. Very interesting in Siberia. Then you don't hear from them again. Then they send them to somewhere in Antarctica. They go to Antarctica and they're like, ooh, it's cold here too. Antarctica, nice place this is. And all this meanwhile, the president's home making press conferences, being seen, playing golf, or whatever they do, meeting with dignitaries, what have you. So it's amazing, folks, how now The View gets to do what the right does, which is do a bunch of conspiracies and make up stuff and ideas, right? Isn't that what the center, the mid, these liberals do? They complain that the right is kooky. Conservatives come up with kooky ideas. What is this if not a kooky idea? That because JD Vance is not in the news, he's attempting to do something to Trump. Listen to this. Let's go a little bit further.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs.
Yeah, look at that. She said, look what she said. She said, hey, Trump, stay away from the stairwells. Stay away from the stairways. Somebody could trip you going down the stairs. And they all laughed. Ha ha. Ha ha. That's one way to get rid of Trump. The premise is saying that JD Vance and Elon Musk are strategizing behind the scenes to take Trump out. Then Whoopi makes a joke that Trump should watch the way he walks downstairs around these guys. Because somebody could stick their leg out and trip you. Isn't that the joke? Am I missing something, folks?
Musk Vance?
Possible. Rid of Trump.
He is doing. I hardly ever. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs. Watch out.
Yeah, that's funny, right? That's hilarious, man. These guys got a great sense of humor when it comes to talking about someone losing their life. That's funny. This is jokes. How does the meme go? 2 seconds later.
Okay, I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. That's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
No, nobody.
That's exactly what you said, though. You said someone should tell someone to watch when they're on the stairs because people could stick their leg out. You didn't say anything about cats, Whoopi. You didn't talk about cats or pussies or doggies or puppies or canaries or gerbils or ferrets. When I was a kid, a next door neighbor had a ferret. It's a big rat. That's a rat. That's what that is. It's a long rat. It's a rat with an extended clip. Okay, that's what that is. If you got a ferret, get rid of it. Let it go into nature and do what it does. Okay? Now I'm going to get letters from the ferret people. But no, Whoopi's very, very clearly what you were saying, Whoopi. We just played it. You said, somebody better tell somebody. Somebody better tell somebody. They need to watch the step on the steps because somebody can stick their foot out and trip them on the steps. Issue is or issue ain't my baby. Issue is or issue ain't my love. Issue is or issue ain't my baby. Hey, Whoopi, just own up to your bullshit, you know? They gave her that disclaimer to read out so quick. It was so fast. It was like, shaka. The quick, the fast, the dead. They sent out that disclaimer for her ass to read. You better read this shit. All that money we give you.
Hey, I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time.
It lays on your stairs, son. That's where your cat lays. I'm going to keep it PG-13, man.
And that's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
No, nobody wants anything done to the president.
It was lighthearted, and it's the holidays. Come on. My goodness.
You did not mean that anybody should hurt the president.
No.
That's not what we meant. That's not what you meant. You said somebody's going to try, they're going to try to replace him. How are they going to be trying to replace him? What was your theory then, Whoopi? See, this doesn't make sense, guys. It don't make sense at all. People were laughing and clapping. The View is full of a bunch of liars, gaslighters, paid spokespeople for corporate media. That's all they are. That's it. We all know that now. It's a foregone conclusion. We all get it. We ain't tripping. If you don't know the View was full of it, if you're still wondering, if the jury came back 3-4 times. Jury done read it. They done went home. They done changed names, changed their addresses. They barely recall when they served. Okay, they rendered the verdict long time ago. Everything's done. That case is over. It's not up for discussion if the hacks at the View are hacks. They are hacks. You open the dictionary and look up the word hacks. There'll be a picture of the View. But this right here is hilarious because, man, I'm telling you, man, the corporate media has their backs against the wall. It's time for a reckoning. And look, I'm one of those people, man, like, I'm not a person that's big on revenge, but I'm down for people to get what they came for. Yeah, I'm basically a person that believes in FAFO. Yeah, I got no problem with people fucking around and finding out. Sorry, Mom. Talked to my mom 2 days ago. She was like, Tim, I caught you on Facebook. I see you tone down the language, baby. That's good. Sorry, Mom, had to let one go. But nah, real talk, man, this is funny.
Of course not.
Okay. You know, the thing about this show, there's no way not to step in poo. There's no way to do it. There's no way not to do it. So for all of you who are waiting and saying, oh my God, listen to what she said. I got a cat who does it to me every day.
She said the thing about this show, there's no way not to step in poo. That's an easy way not to step in poo. Don't make up scenarios where you're saying someone's going to do something to the president to take their life. Boom. There, I know that's a steep hill to climb, baby. I know it's hard to do. It takes every bit of your fiber. You got to really focus, Whoopi. I know it's difficult not to wish death upon the guy that was 2 assassination attempts on his life. I know it's hard to figure out where the line should be. You know? What's amazing, what I always laugh at with these people is, with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, if you said Joe was incompetent, if you said Joe was old, she got mad and she was about to have a brain aneurysm. If you said Joe was old and he needed to sit his old ass down, Whoopi Goldberg lost her mind. And we said, no, not just old, but incompetent. Shit, everyone's old. Well, I'm old. Whoopi's old. We're all old, Well, not everybody. But you get what I'm saying. It's not about age, it's about competency. But if you said that to Whoopi, she got pissed off. If you said Kamala was a dum-dum and had no tangible points in any of her comments, like she word saladed to death, people lost their minds. If you mispronounced Kamala's name, people lost their minds. They wanted you indicted. They wanted you ripped off the stage. They wanted you banished from the internet, banished from media. But these people can say that Trump could have it. Someone could trip him up and we could kill him and we could do this. And it's fine. It's an inconvenience not to float about his life being taken when he was when 2 attempts on his life have already occurred before he was even president. And that, my friends, is the difference. So when people talk about bias in media, which we're about to go to, I find it,
And that's what sparked it.
That's what sparked it. What sparked it, Whoopi, was Whoopi. So keep that in mind. We got this happening on The View. We got Whoopi Goldberg. We got the entire team laughing and chuckling it up. Even the so-called independent and the Republican, they were not stone-faced. They were smiling. None of them had anything harsh to say to Whoopi for the scenario that she created about Trump getting tripped on the stairs by J.D. Vance or Elon Musk. Okay? Hey, fine. As normal people we are normal people that just pay attention. We're not here to be on either side of these kooky-ass parties. That ain't what this show is about. But we all gonna call out the nonsense. Okay? There was a CNN panel, I think in the last 24, 48 hours, where they were talking about bias in media. Yeah, they were just talking about this. Check this out.
Scott, how many campaigns have you done? I've done 100 million, and probably you have too, right? Every time you get a bad poll, are you supposed to sue the pollster now?
It's not about the poll. It's not about the poll. But look what happened. It came out from a person who has a lot of credibility. Virtually every single panel I was on for the last week of the campaign led with, well, look at this poll.
Oh, my God.
It's the, and so it wasn't the poll. It's the second, third, and fourth order narrative.
Listen. The number. I'm sorry.
And it's just speech.
So what? So what?
It's free speech.
What about Scott? I mean, what about free speech? I mean, I thought that this was the Republican Party of say what you want. Let's debate it in the public square. Like, let's have the conversation. Now let's only have the conversation if you're 100%. Prescient and correct in that moment. It was a bad poll. It was a wrong poll. The media discussed it. So what?
Do you know what I'm so tired of, Scott? The number 1 cable news network, Fox News. The number 1 paper by circulation, the Wall Street Journal. Number 3 paper by circulation, the New York Post. Number 1 person on the radio, Sean Hannity. The number 1 person on the podcast, Joe Rogan. All of these people are Trump supporters. What media are you talking about that's anti-Trump?
You're not familiar with the anti-Trump media?
You're not familiar with the fact that you guys control for everything
of
from
all
podcasts?
the things I've heard you say out here, that might be the nuttiest.
Scott,
believe me, there's plenty of anti-Trump media.
Scott.
I mean, guys, hey, look, there's a lot. You think there's a lot of anti-Biden, anti-Democrat media. That's only because you're on YouTube, right? If you go on YouTube, you'll find a number of people. If you go on some platforms like Rumble or Truth Social, you'll find a lot more, right? But nowhere on cable news, really. I mean, there's only like 3 spots. Like, on one hand, you can count the news outlets on cable news that are not in the tank for the Democratic Party. Corporate media, almost 95% of it is in the tank for corporate media. For instance, that comment you just heard from Whoopi Goldberg on The View. They would never say that about Joe Biden. They'd never say that about Kamala Harris or Obama. They would bend over backwards not to say a negative comment ever. There has been studies that have been done, like 95% of the coverage of Kamala Harris, who wasn't elected to anything since being elected to the Senate back in 2017, I think it was. She hasn't been elected to anything. She hasn't won a nomination. And 95% of the coverage of her was positive. And she still got beat. And still spent $1.5 billion. But the media coverage of her was stellar. You know that old adage you hear, if you don't got something nice to say, don't say nothing? Well, they kept on saying positive things. They could update that adage to say, just continue to lie and make sure you keep it clean. Because that's exactly what they did for Kamala. So this panel, this lady here, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, baby. When you got one side of the equation with 90%, and I'm just going to say 90 to lowball it, I could say 95. 90% of media coverage is positive for one side of the political spectrum. And it's unfortunate. It's not even a spectrum in what we have in this country. It's these P's or these D's. The D's are the I's. The D's are the I's. But if 90% of the positive coverage goes to the D's, and that's cable news, print news, late night talk shows, comedy shows, 90% of the positivity is to these 90% goes to one political party if you are trying to fight the power. If your goal is to change the system, who should you be going after? Who does it make sense? If you jump in and go after these guys, right, you ain't doing nothing but adding to the same old BS. You're riding with the powerful team that's going after the weaker team just to get you a place, getting you a better paycheck or pick up a bigger bag of money. That's all you're doing. But it's amazing. Now, this woman, given the information that I just gave you, 95% of media coverage for Kamala Harris was positive. 95% of Trump's coverage was negative. At CBC, CBS, ABC, NBC. Those 3. 95, 95. 95 negative for Trump, 95 positive for Kamala. Media Research Corporation did this study back during the election. This woman says, but no, because Joe Rogan likes Trump, so what are you talking about? There's no media bias. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, SNL, Seth Meyers. I don't even know. I don't even watch. I do my best not to watch late night talk comedy because it ain't comedy if you ain't laughing, right? What is it? What is that shit? You know, but they were all very obviously, very deeply in the back supporting Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And not just them, any Democratic people ever.
Pay you.
I'm trying to pay conservatives. What I'm basically trying to say is that you guys have taken over the airwaves. You guys have taken over the radio airwaves. You guys have taken over podcasts. You guys have taken over pretty much, I mean, and now you're sitting here complaining because all you guys do is whine and complain. Your entire raison d'etre is to have grievances. You don't actually think about leading. You just think about having grievances against the media.
Nothing she said had any foundation. Notice she did not supply any numbers. Notice she did not provide any type of facts. And it's personally, it's not even any reason there. I mean, if you really think, all you gotta do is cut on your channels. Hit your scroll button. MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, PBS. PBS too? Name an entity and you'll get a pro-democratic entity. And what happens? See, when you have that type of outside influence on the media to that extent, you have a effect on the rest of the people because people are afraid to go up against you. People are afraid to then rock the boat. So it only makes things worse. It only grows. The powerful just consume other entities because they don't want to go up against the type of threat or the type of opposition from the big bad Goliath. They don't want to do that. It only takes certain people that are willing to go fight the fight. And that doesn't mean that I'm saying the Republicans are great. They're not great. They're far from great. They're the furthest thing from great there is. But in my opinion, they're still better than the Democrats. Because the Democrats control everything. And if you don't like the way that everything is, if they're the ones that are controlling the media environment is controlled by the Democrats and corporate media. That's a fact. Hollywood is controlled by who? The Democrats and corporate media. You ever heard of leftists getting canceled? No, I'm not leftist, but when I say left, I don't mean left in this case. I mean liberals. Have you ever heard of any liberals getting canceled? When was the last time they lost a directing job for the content they put out? You know what I'm saying? So this is, you don't have to like either side. Don't like either side. Great. But don't be a damn fool. There was no platform. The View is the longest running daytime talk show. It's still very relevant. Every time I cover it, people are like, Tim Black, why are you covering The View? Dog, you just don't know the numbers, man. The last time I looked at the numbers, it was like they get like 1.5 million, whatever, like every day. Every day, it's no days off, and people are tuning into this shit for like 20 years. And people go, boy, because they don't watch it, they say it's not relevant. Okay, so, and they have been consistently feeding the lies to your grandmother, to your mother if she works at home, or she's a stay-at-home mom who works at home, to anybody at home, anybody with a TV that's running in a break room in America. If they have The View on, guess what's being piped into their house? Negative talk, all of it lopsided, all of it benefiting, well, it used to benefit Joe Biden. And the truth is, it ain't working like it used to work, obviously. Finally, America got to a place where things got so bad for a number of Americans that not even the power of propaganda was enough to save Joe Biden. In this case, also Kamala Harris. You know how bad you got to stink when you could blow $1.5 billion when you could have all the media in your pocket on rotate? Every news show, talk show, radio, almost all radio. Almost all radio. The reason why Sean Hannity has so many listeners is because there ain't a lot of Sean Hannitys. You know how many corporate media stooges there are? You know how many Bakari Sellers types? And you know how many Don Lemon-esque type dudes there are? You know how many type of Rachel Maddows there are? White ladies with short haircuts? With attitudes? It's a lot of them who are NPR-esque, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how many of these people there are? You know how many Joy Ann Reid types of coverage people that make up shit, who demonize and scare people with evil Trump? There are hundreds, if not thousands of these people. There is only like Joe Rogan, and he even a right-winger. He was with Bernie in 2020. He was with Bernie. He didn't support Trump in 2016 when he won. I don't think Joe Rogan supported anybody in 2016. I think I would have heard about that. So, no, it's just America got to a place where Americans got tired of the BS and the amount of propaganda that usually works, the amount of liars, the amount of celebrity endorsements. You didn't go for it. In fact, I think that stopped working a while ago because it didn't help Hillary either. I remember Hillary had a lot of people. I remember Mary J. Blige singing to Hillary Clinton, "Oh, baby, Lord Hillary." And I was looking at Mary J. Blige, I was like, damn, Mary. It didn't help Hillary. She still lost too, as you know. So the waning effect, and what it is, it's not because people are becoming more racist. That's not it. You got the Eddie Glides of the world going around saying America's just becoming more racist. That ain't it. The country is becoming more pissed off. The chasm, the distance between the haves and the have-nots is getting so far, it's becoming untenable. They're not able to camouflage it enough. People are stopping. They're not watching football like they used to. They're not watching basketball like they used to. They're not letting the sport. They're not fishing like they used to. People are pissed and sitting around getting a couple beers and them getting their hands hot, pacing the room. They're looking at their bills stack up and they're getting fed up. And they're looking and say, who's in power with this? Who's running this? And they cut on it. It's Jimmy Kimmel crying about, I'm going to leave the country and Trump's evil. And another channel, it's Trump's the evil man and we need to prosecute him. You're like, Trump's not even in power. What's he even doing? And everywhere you look at it, somebody complaining about these people, they want more diversity and equality. You're like, my ass is not diverse. My bills are diverse. Bills are the same. Past due. See, what I don't want us to do is allow the Democrats to use fear of the evil racist people to take our eyes off the target, which is economics. Everybody's better when their money's right. We need our money right too, right? So they keep on trying to scare us with the boogeyman, and they're not trying to fix anything. So anyway, long story longer. Keep it real, long story longer. Look, the media bias was a real thing, but it's not working like it used to. And they say Trump is suing a poster company out there in Iowa, the Des Moines Register, one of the biggest posters in that part of the country, because they put out bullshit polls towards the end of the race. Those polls, that were BS polls that they published, were meant to give a chilling effect to its supporters. They were not rooted in facts. There's been a lot of that type of nonsense going on. It's been part and parcel of our system for quite some time. I'm not saying that Trump is the savior, but I'm saying, you want to sue him, sue him. Cool. Because when they put out their propaganda, they're not helping you by putting that shit out. It helps them. It helps the system. If we can make political parties and the powers that be have to be more honest, we can hold them more accountable. We ain't going to get everybody to agree with us. We're not going to get everybody to wake up. Some people are going to stay stuck on stupid. But for those that we can make wake up, we got a better chance of growing our numbers because we have the numbers. We don't have the money, but we have the numbers. We grow our numbers by shining light on the bullshit. All right, next segment. You know, now this, I don't know what happened with this, man. So they was taking Trump to court for everything. And then Trump had a lot riding on this election. Who knows what happened to Trump? And Trump didn't win. I mean, he had to basically win this. It was win or go to jail, wasn't it? I mean, I'm trying to understand this. Was it win or go to jail? I'm not saying he should have went to jail, but I'm saying if he didn't win, when is he going to go to jail? It was sure looking like win or go home. Win or never go home. I don't know. So, what's happening now? That he won. Now it's a thing called payback, I guess. And all these court cases are going away. And this is what happens when you let people use you as a lightning rod to further their causes. And it was a number of people. I remember it was Alvin Bragg in New York, Letitia James in New York, and I think probably the most popular, Fanni Willis out in Georgia. Did you hear what happened with this?
Breaking news just into CNN. The Georgia prosecutor leading the state's election interference case against President-elect Donald Trump is now disqualified. CNN's Caitlin Polance is here with more. Caitlin, what can you tell us about this? This is just coming in the last several minutes. This is a big development.
A big development, and a big development that Donald Trump has wanted for a long time. That case against him in Georgia, the criminal case where it's accusing him and several others of a racketeering conspiracy related to the 2020 election, it's already been paused. Now it's not even backburnered. This is a case that will be dead in the water because the Georgia Court of Appeals is now saying that Fanni Willis, the leader of the prosecution against Donald Trump, the district attorney in Fulton County, Georgia, she should be disqualified from being able to bring that case. The Georgia Court of Appeals is saying that it's a significant appearance of impropriety caused by the conduct of a public prosecutor. That is Willis, how she behaved, how she was speaking about the case, about Trump publicly, about how she was having a relationship with the top prosecutor that was concealed in this, a man named Nathan Wade. All of that, previously, the trial level judge had looked at and said, Fanni Willis can stay on this case. We're not dismissing the indictment. But the Court of Appeals is now taking another look and saying, no, the trial judge was wrong. Fanni Willis should be disqualified from continuing to lead this case. It would be a long process, or it will be a long process, to replace her, which is why I say this case is dead in the water now without Fanni Willis, the person who was leading this case against Donald Trump in Fulton County. And just to keep tabs on how many cases there are against Donald Trump criminally, the other two in federal court, January 6th, and classified documents, those are dismissed. And then the additional case in New York City where he was set to be sentenced, that sentencing is now not happening. So as Donald Trump enters the presidency, each of these courts that is handling a criminal case is essentially removing that issue from him to have to deal with in any period of time in the near future.
All right, Caitlin Polance, thanks for that added perspective. Let me bring in CNN.
Yeah, my bad, guys. Yeah, it looks bad. Looks bad. Look, guys, looks bad if you were counting on this. That horse left the barn. How can I put this? What's that saying they say? You heard this saying. When they finish playing with their toys, they break them. Is that what we say? When they're finished with their toys, they break their toys? Yeah, that's what they say. Fanni Willis, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, I think they all looked at this as being a come-up for them. Lord knows, I didn't know who these people were until they started going after Donald Trump. And then, dun, 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 dun. Who didn't see this coming? Black faces in high spaces. Now they get broke and leave no traces. Yep. You know what, folks? I don't feel bad for this at all. I feel like you fell for the okie doke. You know, you felt like I'm going with the home team. This is what I think is going to happen. This is going to be good for my career. And it ends up being the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Fanni Willis, she just got thrown out of this. She's getting thrown out of the case. Yeah, of course, there will be people that are, should be able to, do the, I don't know, maybe she'll be able to do some speaking at some HBCUs or something. I don't know, maybe she'll be able to pick up a couple of books that way or bucks that way. Yeah, maybe she'll be able to write a book. And maybe that'll sell a couple copies to people who still read books. I don't know. But all this, man, you get used by the Democratic Party. And you know what? I don't even want to say used. These people, I feel these people saw opportunities by joining the team. You know what? There was once upon a time looked at it differently. These people they knowingly go in and say, I want to do the bidding of these people. They sign up to do it. If they didn't do it, somebody else would have probably did it instead of them, right? And they probably even competed. I want to be the one. I want to take them down. I'm a rise. Okay. You don't think they know that this is all politically motivated? You don't think they know that? Of course they know it's politically motivated. It's all a part of the system. It's a part of the machine. And then when it goes bad, everyone steps away and you take the fall. That's why there's a high payoff, because it's a high risk involved. These people, when you sell out, you're looking at the high payoff potential. You also got to look at the high risk potential. And a lot of times people don't look at that. They do not consider what is at stake. Fanni Willis is about the FAFO. FAFO. So will Alvin Bragg. So will Letitia James. And you know what's going to happen? Through it all, it's going to be like, oh, see, Trump's going after the blacks. I got my problems with Trump. I do. But I don't think Trump would have a problem going after a white prosecutor if they were leading the charge in Georgia or New York or New York. Okay what I'm saying? I think it's just that these people were used because they were black so that they could, so the Democrats could further color in the narrative by saying if Trump says bad things, he's talking about a black woman. And that's really the only currency that they give black women in the Democratic Party. I try to tell people, look, they use your color. That's one of my main things. I got a great clip. It was doing pretty good on X and pretty good on TikTok, which I don't usually do that well on. I mean, I've had a couple virals on TikTok, but it's kind of tough. TikTok is more of a place for the liberal, progressive-y. Not a guy like me that's going to, call out Democrats. That's not going to work for me. But in my video, I pointed out that's what they do. They use your race. They use our blackness as a tool. And then they break the tool. And that's exactly what they did with Fanni Willis. And now she's getting thrown from the horse. That horse threw her quick. When I saw this is what I pictured this as Fanni Willis. Okay, so in my analogy here, let's go with this one. In my analogy, this is Fanni Willis. She's riding the horse. Is that a horse or a donkey? God damn, it's about to throw her immediately. See that? That's Fanni Willis. And over there, the horse, that's the easy streak. That's the opportunity to rise up and become a household name and do whatever you saw. Believe me, when Nathan was with her at the cabin, allegedly, when Nathan Wade was at the cabin with Gunkums, they had some Al Green playing. I'm in love with you. Will you want to playing on the radio? A little bit of wine. You know, her BBW all baby board up. They got some from Diddy. Someone was able to steal some baby oil from Diddy and have somehow they smuggled in a bottle and to fight it out of Diddy's hands, one of Diddy's handler's hands. Give it a damn. Took it up to the cabin, the Poconos, wherever Fanni and Nathan went to. They was planning and plotting how they was going to take over the world, baby. How they was going to live happily ever after. They bring it down to evil Trump. They doing this, and now Kamala and everybody going to love them. Going to be best friends. Who knows? Kamala probably going to give her a job. She probably going to be set for life. Nathan like, man, I got the right one, baby. Nathan like, man, I'm glad I got rid of my other women. Shit. I knew I was right. I knew something about you. You picked up 40, 50 pounds, but I knew you was going to do something, girl. You look good. Nah, you don't look big in that. Nah. Yep. And then look, because this is what happens, man. You get this idea. They thought they struck gold, and things were just going to open up for them. It was going to be amazing. And the reality is they were being used the whole time. And other people saw the opportunity. They were like, damn, I want to do it too. I like to take the opportunity to hit the number 2. I want to hit the number. But they also realized, other people realized that with that risk was a downside. What if things didn't pan out? What if Trump won? Yeah, what if Trump won? And then everybody that was like talking shit about it, what if all those people that was in your back, that had your back, all of a sudden lose their power? You know what I'm saying? And then what happens if, like, you guys stand by your own self around all these people that hate you now, and you was talking smack in front of any camera that would run? Yeah, you was talking, you was calling for search warrants and doing this, and doing that, and talking all that smack for 28 months. And now, the rabbit got the gun. Now, I'm not saying that the rabbit is a nice guy. Bugs Bunny was a sort of a jackass. It's a smart ass. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't a good guy. But he got the gun. That's Fanni Willis. All right, man, everybody that egged her on, everybody that pressed, everyone that boosted her ego up, all these people that rolled with her, Nathan Wade is probably like, oh my God, he done probably switched his identity, went into a witness protection program. I don't know, what are he gonna do? But that's what they do. The Democrats use you. They use you up and then they throw you away. When they finish playing with their toys, they break them. That's going to leave a mark. Yeah, I don't even know what you do with your law degree after this. What's next? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I think it's a wrap, man. But you know what? I don't feel sorry because nothing comes easy. You got to earn it, right? And people want to leapfrog. People want to do whatever they want to do. They want to compromise. It's real simple. People are willing to compromise their ethics to get a boost. And all they can see is the upside of the boost, never the downside. And when you crap out, whose fault is that? All right, guys, let's go to the next one, baby. Let's go to the next one. I like that segment. That was good, man. I'm giving life advice. Tim Black doing life coach shit. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button for me, guys, if you like the show so far. Show is brought to you by the TimBlackMug.com. TimBlackMug.com. I got my great people in the comment section holding it down. Thank y'all for being here. I don't know what that is. Okay, I know what that is. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm surprised y'all showed up, man. I heard people was talking, man. They were saying all types of bad things about your boy. Man, I'm glad I got people that know what I'm about. And forget them sometime people. Man, y'all are great. My supporters, man, the Tim Black Wolfpack, you guys are amazing, man. I could count on you not to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah, you don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Somebody come up here talking that smack. Thank y'all. I want to give it up for my people, man. My people, Tim Black's Wolfpack. Thank y'all for being members of the Tim Black Wolfpack. I appreciate y'all. I got a recent couple new orders on the mugs. Thanks for going to the mug shop. Thank you for doing what you do, y'all. I covered this story earlier, like yesterday, day before yesterday. Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know what it is, man. But this guy's becoming really like a major thing in media. And look, I'm not hating on him. Critiques are not hate. But man, he's going to learn hard and fast. You cannot dance on the razor's edge. You can't play with these people. You got to decide. See, people want you to say, people like saying, you can play, you can have an opinion. Yeah, you can only have an opinion if they give it to you. Stephen A. is learning the hard way that he's not allowed to have opinions if the Democratic Party hasn't given him that opinion. That's how it works. You cannot think for yourself in the monolith of the Democratic Party. It's not allowed. Case in point. Roland Martin and Stephen A. Smith kind of going at each other right now. I would say mostly Roland, because we know how Roland be rolling, right? And it's all because of this. And where's the clip? I got a clip of this. I guess this is what started it was Stephen A. Smith talking about January 6th, right? Okay. Then there's this guy. Where's the guy? Here we go. So then this guy come out.
The next time Stephen Smith is doing his thing, whatever it is, he offers an apology for this because it's clear by that he has no clue what an FBI informant is. In his mind, he thinks they're FBI agents or undercover FBI agents. Now listen, actually this report states that they were asked to provide an undercover FBI agent and the FBI said no because this was a First Amendment activity. So it's an informant. Look, the FBI has informants in terrorist organizations. They have informants basically in gangs, whatever they are. And it's somebody that gives the FBI information. They're not under the direction of the FBI. They're not under control. They don't carry a badge. They don't have law enforcement powers. They're usually bad people that have an agreement with the FBI either to get out of prison, to reduce a sentence. Sometimes they're paid.
So anyway, that volume there is really bad. I know it was that bad, guys, but check this out. So this guy, Adam Kinzinger, is a former January House 6 Select Committee guy, representative, right? And he says, so Stephen A. Smith put out a video where he was roasting the Democratic Party. He was saying that January 6th, a DOJ report comes out, a DOJ watchdog report comes out saying that there were FBI informants present at January 6th. Okay? And okay. I'm like, so what? Like I said, so what? Because that's what happens all the time. That's not new information. I didn't take that as a major win. Other people took it to mean not informants, but FBI agents. And I don't think that Stephen A., I don't think he was very specific about what agent and informant meant or whatever. Right, so anyway, the video was super viral. A lot of people used that video that Stephen A. Smith put out to say that the FBI was working to create January 6th, that they were there, they were a part of it, they were orchestrating the activities on January 6th in order to tarnish Donald Trump. That's the idea, that's the interpretation, the narrative that seems to has risen from Stephen A. Smith's video. Here goes Stephen A. Smith responding to responses from CNN, and his good friend Roland Martin.
And we're going to get started today in the world of politics and social media, where many of you have taken issue with my takes on the political headlines. I want to say for the record, that's fair. I accept it, and it often comes with being a pundit in this business. I've accepted that a long time ago. With that being said, I want to address some recent comments from my friend Roland Martin, who took issue with my thoughts this past weekend on the Justice Department's report on the January 6th Capitol riots in 2021. In summary, I made the connection that Donald Trump appeared to be right to some degree when it came to the conspiracy theories about the FBI's involvement on that day. At least that's how some took it. Well, here's what Roland Martin had to say Monday about my comments on his show, Roland Martin Unfiltered. Take a listen.
I have no idea what the hell Stephen A. was just talking about. I know Stephen A. I respect Stephen A. Stephen A., you know sports. On this, you know what the hell you talking about. Like, I literally have no idea what the hell he was talking about there. How he's pissed off and the Democrats and Trump said stuff was rigged. And y'all, MAGA is running that clip everywhere. Oh, they are saying, oh, see, he was Stephen, the truth. They always know the truth. Go to my iPad. Associated Press, Fact Focus, Inspector General's January 6th report misrepresented as proof of FBI setup. The basis of what the right has been saying is that January 6th was fine. It was great. It was wonderful. But the FBI, it was a setup. The FBI, they were behind the whole deal. They were agents. They were the ones who were starting stuff. That's the report. And so when Stephen A. is going on and they said here making Trump out to be true. No, he lied. He lied.
Couple of things. First off, Roland Martin, nice touch with the cowboy hat. You should wear it more often. It's fitting of you. You are from Texas, after all. You're a Texans fan, if I remember correctly. So it's more apropos that you put on that hat, even more so than I do. So good look there. But nice try. Ain't gonna work this way. Before I get into it any further, let me show my audience exactly what Roland Martin was replying to when he said, I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. This is what he was responding to that had him all up in the tizzy. Take a listen. The news comes amidst a bombshell report from the Justice Department that revealed the FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground when the Capitol was stormed on January 6, 2021. The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. The Justice Department says only 3 of its 26 informants present had been instructed to observe potential domestic terrorist suspects on the day of the riot. The rest of the 23 appeared to have gone to the Capitol on their own accord. Upon hearing news of the report, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance posted the following on X, quote, for those keeping score at home, this was labeled a dangerous conspiracy theory months ago, end quote. Didn't hear anything about that for the election. Didn't hear anything about that when the quote-unquote insurrection was broached by Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. The belief that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy and using this as a profound, illuminating bullet point to make that case. And now here we are yet again finding even more evidence to Donald Trump's claims when he articulated that the process is rigged. My big issue is that I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. I mean, I see Republicans like Megyn Kelly or Officer Tatum or Candace Owens or, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know what I'm getting tired of? To the Democratic Party. You know what I'm getting really pissed off about? I'm getting really ticked off that every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right to make the case that the right had a monopoly on insidious, evil tendencies, corrupt tendencies, duplicitous, hypocritical, untruthful tendencies. And every time they made those accusations, we turn around and find out that at least some of them are guilty of the same shit.
Come on, Stephen.
I don't know about y'all.
Come on, man.
But I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of all of it.
Okay, cool.
They've actually made Donald Trump look like he was right instead of them. That is what Roland Martin is responding to. That is what he is saying. He doesn't understand what the hell I'm talking about and what I'm saying when he brings that up. First of all, let me say this about Roland Martin. Not hangout buddies or anything like that, but we are friends. He's a guest on this show anytime I ask him to. I respect his knowledge, and he is absolutely right. This is his lane, not mine. Sports is my thing. This is what he does. I get that. But I am allowed to be an expert on what the hell comes out of my mouth and what I believe I said. And that is why I clap back respectfully at my man Roland Martin, not his panelists chirping and mimicking and laughing and giggling in the sideline like anybody know who the hell they are. I ain't talking about them. That's a waste of my time. I'm talking about my brother Roland Martin here. When you say you don't understand or you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and you have a panel to piggyback and parrot every syllable you uttered, well, why are you doing it if you didn't understand what I'm talking about? Why am I getting attacked if you don't comprehend or understand what I was saying? If it's convoluted, why not ask me to come on and clarify? Why not talk to me and say, what exactly is it that you're trying to say? That is not what Roland Martin did, ladies and gentlemen. What he did instead was marry my thoughts to these extreme conspiracy theories that the MAGA right might have put out there about the FBI having some pivotal role in what transpired on January 6th, 2021. That's what he was doing. Look at this right here. Look at this report from the DOJ. It reads, confusion and lack of coordination contributed to the FBI's inaccurate report to Congress that had canvassed field offices. After January 6th, the FBI reported to Congress that it had directed its field officers prior to January 6th to canvass their CHSS-4 information concerning threats in connection with the January 6th electoral certification. However, as noted, we found that no canvassing of field officers for source information had occurred. We found that the FBI statements to Congress were not intentionally inaccurate, and that confusion and lack of coordinated communications contributed to the inaccurate reporting. Why do I bring that up? It doesn't convict the FBI. It doesn't authenticate or validate assertions from the MAGA right that somehow the FBI was corrupt and they manipulated the proceedings to, invoke or provoke violence at the U.S. Capitol that ultimately will be blamed on Donald Trump. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is, why the hell are we hearing about this now? What took the report so damn long? How come we didn't hear about this before the election? And is it possible that the reason why we didn't hear about it before the election is because folks on the left wanted to marry January 6th completely and totally and utterly to Donald Trump? Is that clear enough?
Look, man, I think that's a lot. I don't want to use Stephen A. goes on and on. I think I'm right on the borderline of going too far with somebody's content. I just didn't want to interrupt him while he was on the road there. Let me say this, guys. Stephen A. Smith was being way too nice to Roland Martin. Roland Martin was not respectful at all. He was disrespectful. He used his pawns and his audience, those people on his panel, to chime in. And I just went through that with some lames doing a couple of lame people doing similar. It's annoying when people do stuff like that. People that are afraid to come for you use their buddies to do it because they know they're outclassed. Check this out, man. Stephen A. Smith never said the FBI did January 6th. That's not what Stephen A. was saying. Stephen A. was saying the FBI had informants there. He did. He didn't make any other statement beyond that. But what I think Stephen A., what he did wrong was he wasn't very specific in what he was claiming. I made a similar mistake. Here's what you needed to say, Stephen A., and I'm going to say it for you now. This is what I believe you should say. This is what I will say about that report. If you had a number of informants on the ground at January 6th, why didn't you prevent January 6th? Sounds like you had intelligence of what was going on, had an opportunity to end it, to thwart it, decided not to use it against Trump. You fell down on your surveillance. You fell down on your response. They had troops, I don't know, at the harbor or someplace instead of having them at the location. And you had informants. What good of having informants giving you information about something going down if you don't do anything to prevent what's about to go down? And then we got to hear about it for 2.5 years. For 2.5, 3 years, we got to keep hearing about this. It sort of reminds me of Roe versus Wade not being ratified by the Democrats so the Democrats could run on it. They took it as an opportunity when it eventually got overturned for them to be able to use it to run on it. And then they failed. Same thing with January 6th. They let January 6th happen, exaggerated and amplified what happened like it was basically a coup and overthrowing of our government. That somehow Trump was behind it. And then it failed. He still got elected. It did not work. So Stephen A., I think that's all it is, man. And I think what needs to be said is very point blank. The powers that be, in my opinion, this is commentary. Stephen A. Smith is allowed to have an opinion. He is. This notion that he can't have an opinion, that's bullshit. Anybody who has a platform can speak their mind. It's not about the FBI. We don't have any proof. I have no proof that the FBI did this intentionally. I feel like they have, in my opinion. Yeah, they let this thing unfold because it was going to be good for whatever their agenda was. Hence, it's why things unfold. I do not accept explanations such as, we just messed up. Human error. Incompetence. How much money did the Pentagon lose? Like $2.3 trillion or some shit. We don't know what happened with the money. Everybody starts sounding like, God, what's that governor of Minnesota? What's his name? See how I quickly forgot who that guy is? Oh, I'm just a knucklehead. I'm just a knucklehead. Sometimes I say things that don't make sense. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking. I wasn't lying. I was just, I misstated. I forgot who I was. I'm a dummy. I'm a knucklehead. Forgive me. You know, I don't buy those types of explanations. So now we're supposed to believe the FBI just dropped the ball on the capital of the United States. and in this environment, this political environment that we all live in and we all work in. Stephen A. Smith, you have a platform. Both sides will use whatever you say. The right will use it. The liberals will use it. The conservatives will use it. MAGA will use it. I'll use it. We'll all use anything that goes across the table that is interesting to our viewers. We're going to use it. And that's all Stephen A. Smith did here. I'm critical of Stephen A. Smith, but he's good for media because he creates media. Now, here goes the last part. Here goes my part. And I got to say this. What I find very, very interesting and something I want all of us to recognize. Did you see how livid Roland was? Did you see how angry Roland was? Does Roland sound like an independent? Does Roland appear to be an independent, news person fighting for Black America? I mean, he puts on his HBCU garb. Sometimes he's rocking the Sheikies. Negro League baseball memorabilia. He does all these things and shrouds himself in this thing and gives tributes to great Black icons like Frankie Beverly and Mays. He does these great things. Here's my thing, though. But at the end of the day, the main times I've seen Roland get indignant and act like a complete ass is when he's going after Black people that are Republicans or anybody going after the Democratic Party, or when his money ain't showing up. Them the only 3 times Roland gets upset like that. He gets to yelling and screaming and shit. All the estrogens flowing all over the place. It's like a Stand By Me scene when they did the pie eating contest. Estrogen everywhere. All why? Because Stephen A. Smith dared to say bad things about the Democratic Party. And then Roland lost his mind. Roland Martin is somebody you cannot ever. I don't know why you consider the guy a friend. The guy's horrible. He's horrible. But Roland Martin is not an independent. He is a Democratic operative. He always has been a Democratic operative. He is nothing more than that. The people that watch him, just admit that's what you like. You like a Democratic operative who is there to serve the Democratic Party, not you. He serves the Democratic Party in his own pocketbook. The Democratic Party in his own pocketbook. Time and time again, he compromises the journalistic ethics in order to line his pockets. He did so with Tiffany Henyard. He did it again with Kamala Harris's campaign. You don't take money from a campaign and then interview the candidate. Particularly not money like that. You don't take $500,000. Whatever it was. Forget what it was. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then complain you could have took more money or you deserved more money to help her lose. And that's something to help her lose. I needed more money to help her lose. Didn't change shit. But anyway, the point is, you saw how lively he got, how angry he got. He got all red in the face. He's all pissed off. He's yelling, he's screaming. I don't know what. His friend Stephen A's doing. His friend. This is why it's so hard to be cool with people in this business. That's how friends treat each other. That's some friend shit. That's how friends roll in this business, guys. That's the type of friend you meet outside. Wait for him in the parking lot and have a continuation of a friendly conversation. Punch them all up in here, all up in here. All in the ham sandwich, hot dogs on the back of the neck, get all that. That's what happens. But no, I do not condone violence. What I'm saying is, this is not friendship. These are not friends. Yeah, it just goes to show how triggered Roland is that his party Like I said, these people, they will trade. I believe they will sell their kids. They will sacrifice their kids at the altar for their party, for their political party. That's the difference between MAGA and these sellout neoliberal liberals like Roland. The boule, MAGA will go get J.D. Vance tomorrow if J.D. Vance fucks up the idea of what they want MAGA to be. Roland will go get his cousin, his sister, his friend, a next door neighbor, a colleague, one of them cackling people in his office doing the show, being his backup dancers. He'll come get them tomorrow if they disrespect the Democrats. He'll forget all that. But Roland, you know me. I've known you for 30 years. It'll be like that scene in The Penguin. Remember the penguin at the end of The Penguin? He's sitting next to the guy, the young guy thought the penguin and him was friends. That's everybody that Roland knows, all of Roland's friends. Yeah. What happened? Roland will choke the life out of you for the Democratic Party. It's got to say goodbye. Got to say goodnight. It's got to happen. I thought we was friends, but we friends. It'd be like a bad Nino Brown, G Money scene from New Jack City. C&B, Roland Martin unfiltered. Roland Martin unfiltered. Now, because at the end of the day, Roland Martin is all about the Democratic Party. He's all about that elite status with the Democratic Party in his own pocket. He ain't concerned with Joe Biden. He ain't concerned with nothing except those things. He is a corporate and he's a DNC operative. That's it. That's all. Stephen A. Smith, and look, if I got to choose, I'm going to go over with Stephen A. most times of the day. Roland's agenda is to benefit the Democrats. It ain't to benefit anybody else. Period, point blank. Yeah, Stephen A. didn't say the FBI made January 6th happen. I'm saying the FBI could have prevented it, obviously. That's what the report says. Why do you have informants embedded? If they were informants, they were embedded, then they were there, they were already informing before the event took place. If not, they're just witnesses. So informants were there before the crime took place, were reporting to the FBI before it happened. And this still happened. Why? The crowd was that crazy that you could not infiltrate, you could not escalate, because we are talking about the Capitol. We are talking about this transfer of power, right? I kind of keep hearing from these morons. But evidently, it was not that big a deal. It was not that important. Hell, man, we got AOC said she was in her desk in her office with her door closed with the lights off under the desk, afraid someone was going to grape her. That's what she said. All these Democrat lawmakers running out, getting airtime, talking about how afraid they were. You don't get to have that if the FBI would have acted on the intelligence from their numerous number of informants before the event took place. You don't get to have that season in the sun, and you don't get to run on Trump tried to overthrow an election in 2024 unless you let the event go down. Call that a wacky conspiracy theory. I'll take the blame. I don't care. I don't work for the Democrats or the Republicans. I work for my damn self. And I say what I believe. And I believe they let it happen. Who was the beneficiary of it? Looks like Trump was. At least now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think, Johnson. I don't know, guys. That's how I see it. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments section below. I'm Tim Black. This show is brought to you by Tim Black's Wolfpack. $5 a month starts you off. Get a membership. Join today, either on YouTube or on patreon.com. Tim's Take Live. Be part of the Tim Black Mug Club, the Legacy Mug, Tim Black's show. This is the People Politics for the People mug. Dishwasher safe, microwave safe. Dope. Clean. All right, guys, let's go to the comment section. Who is here? Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. It's real important. Hit the like button. Help me out in the algorithm. What we got, baby? We got Trust No Party in the house. Thank you, Trust No Party. Holding it down. Black Mamba, as usual, with a super sticker from my friend Black Mamba. Arlene Chambers came through. She can always join the losers at The View. Yes, she can. And Ahmed R says, all I want for Christmas is Wolfpack to hit them likes. Wolfpack, hit the like button. Are you not entertained? Tim is on it. Thank you, Oz, my brother. I want to thank my moderators, Black Mamba, my man, Buck Bewley, for doing what you do. The holidays are swiftly upon us. I haven't really thought about my schedule about this. I know I'm already off on Tuesday. More time to come. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow right here. Don't go nowhere. Be here tomorrow, guys. We'll go somewhere, but come back to the Tim Black Show as we rock this thing. We make this thing live, baby. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. I'm Tim Black. Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Send your story ideas and your suggestions to the email box. I got love for you always. Oh, and always. Where my ladies at? Makes you put a tear in my eye, baby.